Hello aspirants, welcome back to the Metis IAS NCERT Foundation course for the UPSC Civil Services examination. NCERT builds your basics, but remember this very clearly, UPSC does not test memory. UPSC tests clarity and application. That is why in this course we study NCERT with a UPSC mind. Concepts, logic, examples and administration. This is day 4th of the Metis IAS NCERT Foundation course. We move to an extremely important chapter from NCERT Class 6th, Civics, Chapter 3, that is government. What is government? What is government? This chapter looks very simple, but it forms the base of mains GS-2 paper, that is polity and governance. This is base for the GS paper 2 and the ideas of state, power, law and welfare. Let me begin with a simple question. If a society has no authority to make decisions, if a society has no authority to make decisions, what happens? What will happen? Just think once. Everyone will act according to personal wishes, their personal wishes. There will be confusion, conflict and chaos. Why? Because everyone will act according to their own personal wishes, so there will be confusion, conflict and chaos. So societies need someone to take collective decisions, to take collective decisions. So societies need someone to take collective decisions. That someone is called the government. That someone is called government. In the simplest NCERT words, government is the system. Government is the system that takes decisions, that takes decisions for the entire society. Government is the system for what? Take decisions for whom? For the entire society. So government is the system that takes a decision for the entire society. It decides what must be done and how it must be done for the benefit of the people. It decides what must be done and how it must be done for the benefit of the people. For UPSC, you can remember it as government equals authority plus power plus responsibility to run society. To run society. Now, aspirants, understand the logic behind why government exists. Understand the logic behind why government exists. Government exists for three reasons. For what? For three reasons. For what? To maintain order. First one is to maintain order. And second one, to provide welfare. To provide welfare to the people. And third one is to enforce justice. Enforce justice. Without these, society cannot function. Without this, society cannot function. What are the three reasons for government exists? To maintain order, to provide welfare, and to enforce justice. Without these, society cannot function. Society cannot function. A road in a colony, let's take a simple example. A road in colony is a local issue. In this, NCERT now introduces the idea of levels of government. The ideas of levels of government. There are three levels. One is local, second one is state, and third one is national. One is local, state, and national. A road in a colony is a local issue. A road in a colony is a local issue. Police and education are state level issues. Police and education are state level issues. Currency and defense are national issues. These are all come under seventh schedule in constitution in further classes. So keep this in mind. Next to NCERT also explains the government are not uniform everywhere. NCERT also explains that governments are not uniform everywhere. There are mainly two types of governments at the basic level. One is democracy, second one is monarchy. Democracy. In democracy, where people elect representatives on behalf of them. In monarchy, where power is inherited and citizens have no choice. This is the basic difference from two governments, that is democracy and monarchy. At UPSC level, this expands into parliamentary and presidential systems. At UPSC level, this expands into parliamentary and presidential systems. India has parliamentary system like America has presidential systems. Example, federal and unitary systems and liberal and illiberal democracies. But NCERT gives you the foundation. The government performs many functions. The government performs many functions. Those are, it makes laws, implement laws, and punishes violations. To make laws, to implement laws, and punishes violations. It collects taxes, builds infrastructure, runs hospitals and schools, maintains security, and ensures welfare. These are the things. These are the functions mainly doing by the government. In one line, government improves the quality of life and maintains order. NCERT introduces an extremely powerful idea. What is that? The rule of law. Rule of law means, rule of law means what? Rule of law means that no one is above the law. Laws apply equally to citizens, ministers, and officials, and even the government itself. This is the foundation of fairness. This is what? This is the foundation of fairness for rule of law. In a democracy, people do not directly govern, they choose representatives through elections like MLAs, MPs, etc. These representatives make decisions on behalf of citizens. These representatives make decisions on behalf of citizens. This creates three things: one, accountability, responsiveness, and legitimacy. accountability, responsiveness, and legitimacy. And that is crucial for polity. That is crucial for polity. Let us lock some NCERT words. First one, law. Law means what? Law means rules made by the government. Law means rules made by the government. Second one, welfare. What is meant by welfare? Welfare means actions to improve people's lives. Actions to improve people's lives. Democracy. What is meant by democracy? Democracy means rule by elected representatives, like for the people, by the people. Monarchy. What is meant by monarchy? Monarchy means rule through inherited authority, through inherited authority. Elections. Elections mean choosing representatives. Election means choosing representatives. Taxation. Taxation means what? Money collected to run government services. This is called taxation. Aspirants, do not underestimate this chapter. It forms the base for GS2 mains topics such as governance, democracy, accountability, and the welfare role of the state. Without this foundation, handling GS2 mains paper becomes difficult. UPSC has indirectly tested these ideas in mains. In 2019, GS2 paper asked whether welfare schemes strengthen democracy. Welfare is a function of the government and democracy requires accountability. And again in 2016, asked whether rule of law is the foundation of democracy. That directly links to the NCERT idea of law and equality. These two questions directly links to the NCERT idea of law and equality. Now, aspirants, one more thing. UPSC interview boards do not test definitions. They test administrative thinking. They test what? Administrative thinking. Interview expected questions from this chapter is given below. First one is, why does society need a government at all? Why does society need a government at all? Second one, can markets replace government? Why or why not? Third one, is welfare a political choice or a moral duty of the state? Fourth one, how do elections create accountability? How do elections create accountability? Why is rule of law essential for governance? Why is rule of law essential for governance? Give an example where failure of law leads to failure of society. These type of questions they will supposed to ask in UPSC CSE interview. All these arise from one NCERT foundation idea. The state exists to maintain order, deliver welfare, and enforce justice. Remember the Metis concept stamp. Government equals government equals law plus welfare plus accountability. That is government. If this is clear, GS2 becomes easier. Mains UPSC GS to becomes easier. Let us summarize the chapter in few lines. Government takes collective decisions, government exists to maintain order and ensure welfare, works at local, state, and national levels, and is linked to elections and accountability in a democracy. Rule of law ensures that no one is above the law. Rule of law ensures that no one is above the law. This is most important point. You have to keep it in mind always. And welfare strengthens democracy. Welfare strengthens democracy. Today's task is simple. Read the chapter once. Read the chapter once and write 2 points each for why society needs a government, why elections matter, and why rule of law matters. Write 2 points each for these three questions. And next one, do not memorize. Think like an administrator. Think like an administrator. Before we end, remember that understanding NCERT is the first layer, but testing NCERT ideas is what clear prelims. Testing NCERT ideas is what clears prelims. If you want to experience how UPSC converts these NCERT lines into conceptual MCQs and GS2 mains themes, you can start with the Metis IAS Prelims Starter Pack. In the next class, we will study how governments make laws, how governments make laws, and how citizens participate in governance. Until then, revise slowly. Revise slowly. Think clearly. Think clearly. Thought process. Metis IAS, where concepts become clarity. Thank you.